we have been covering wiring diagrams a lot, and there's a few different diagrams on this one, and it's really going to take looking over multiple wiring diagrams on your own and getting used to them. But if we look, this is going to be for the gas heat, the heating section. All these items and the key all going to be part of this heating section. And if we look at this one here, this is our cooling. We have an economizer, and then this one's covering accessories, electronic or electromechanical thermostats. If you look close, you can see blower, heat 1, heat 2, cool 1, cool 2. Some of these will tell you your parts arrangements, where in the unit everything's located. Compressor 1, compressor 2, your blower. This is a top-down look. You see both condenser fan motors. There's a return air opening. Most used will probably be your control area if you're not familiar. If you want to know which one of these goes to what, K1, K2, K3, we can come back up here. K1 compressor, K2 compressor, K3 is blower. But now this one doesn't match that because we got K1, K2, K3. This one's labeled K3, but it's going to one of the compressors. All of our compressors are red, yellow, blue. Our fan motor is pink, yellow, blue. K2 should be this one, but K2 is labeled compressor 2 contactor. But here's compressor 2. You can see right there, it'll show you circuit 2. The other compressor is also red, yellow, blue. And our blower is the pink, yellow, blue, and pink, yellow, blue. So I guess use this for more of a general guide, but you'll still have to use some common sense whenever they have something wrong. For the most part, these are going to be way more accurate. B3 is our blower, which is there. There's our coil, compressor 1, compressor 2, compressor 1, compressor 2. So I show you that. So we know B3 is our blower. When you come back to your wiring diagram and you locate B3, like we discussed, these are not to scale because obviously B3 is not right next to the compressor or next to the compressor. But we can follow this back to K3-1, which again is telling us it's this one, but in reality these two are swapped. Because when you look at the wiring is saying K3T3, K3T2 for the blower motor. This wire is labeled K3T2, but it's in the T2 location. If we look at this blue wire that's actually energizing K3, we'll see that blue wire is in fact labeled K2. That's interesting. From the factory, these two have gotten switched. This yellow wire energizing K1 is labeled K1. The green wire here is energizing what should be K2 is labeled K3. So that's another thing you can use to try to help you. This is labeled TB1Y2. Obviously this is a terminal board and it is landed on Y2. So a lot of times the wire themselves can help you locate things. This relay right here, the wire going to the K10. Sometimes they'll have them labeled on the wall K10 to help you out as well. But you can always go back to your key, K10, outdoor fan relay. So if we look from our top down, we'll see B4 and B5. So that's our outdoor fan motors. When we locate B4 and B5 here, then we can come up and up, right there's where it goes through the relay. K10-1 and then K10-2. So each side of that's being broke by one leg. And if we look, that relay is normally closed, feeding power to the crankcase heaters. So that when this relay is energized, 7 and 1 will now become open, 7 and 4 will close. So no power will come over to the crankcase heaters. Power will be then sent to that last leg on the condenser fan motor. That symbol right there, when you see that symbol, that's for a capacitor. That symbol there is going to show you that it's an open contact, that normally open contact. That symbol there will show you it's a normally closed contact. So this is on a relay. This will tell you C1 for capacitor 1, C2 for capacitor 2. And of course I come over here to show you that heater, and neither one of these compressors have a crankcase heater on them. But should it had a crankcase heater, it would have been fed from up here and would have been getting power when there's no coil voltage to this relay. So yeah, I'm just striking out for accuracy on this. And on most of these, they're going to show you notes. They'll be labeled in triangles. Right there, there's a triangle. J261, that's going to be a junction. P251 is a plug. So anywhere you got a junction, you can have a plug. Like right here. One side will be labeled a J, one side will be labeled a P. But let's see what note number 5 is on this one. connect the sensor on air supply, smoke detector only. So just always be mindful of that if you're looking in the vicinity. Like there's a number 4 note right here on that blower motor. Right here's number 4. S42 used on M voltage units and units with high efficiency motors. S42 is an overload relay blower motor switch. Alright, so hopefully that helps you guys a little bit too on the relays there. You can understand the power's coming in on the common side of the relay, and it'll either go there or there, depending if the coil is activated or not activated. And also I want to point out, we have K10 right here. This is showing the high voltage side of K10. But if we come up here, we can see the low voltage side of K10. One side is going to be going to common. The other side of K10, note number 7, jumper when S11 and S84 are not used. I don't know where that jumper's at. But there's 2 switches that could open and close that. So S11 and S84, since that's a condenser fan motor, I'm going to assume that is low ambient. It is. S11, low ambient. S84 is low ambient for compressor 2. So coming back here, those could have a low ambient in there. So if we're not getting power to that relay to energize the relay, there's a potential culprit. And if we come back further, that little circle there is just going to be a junction where all 3 wires are connected. S49 is a freestat for compressor 1. Right there is our freestat, 2 wires. And down there's another freestat for the other compressor. There's where it plugs in to these blue wires. And if we look, TB1Y2, so that side's going straight to where it connects on the terminal board. So the other side of that blue wire is, looks like S7. Come over here to S7, it's going to be the high limit switch for compressor number 2. So here's compressor number 2. So here's compressor number 2, and we see an S7 right there. And those wires are coming over here and connecting to these 2 blue wires. We cut that zip tie for educational purposes. Alright, so this one side says S50 to S7, and this side says S8 to S7. I'm starting to get all my numbers confused. S7 is the high pressure. S8 is going to be to the high temp. So does this have a discharge line temp sensor as well? I don't see that it does. Could be this little jumper here. Alright, so we've been tracing down this line. There was our S7, S8. I don't believe this one has an S8, which is why it's over to the side. Optional. S7 is there. S50 was our freestat. But there's also S30 that could possibly be there, which is a low limit switch. What would the difference be on that? I don't know. So cool 2, Y2 would come over. That's an optional switch we do not have. S50 freestat. So if the freestat's closed, it'll come on down to S7. Then it could go to S8. We don't actually have an S8 on this model. I'm pretty sure that's what this little jumper is for. It just loops it right back in to make that jump right there. But then we land on K2, contactor coil. In all actuality, it's actually this one because things got reversed. This should have been over here, this should have been over here. Factory mess up. This relay is normally clear, but this one's very, very darkened, so we're gonna have to quote them a new relay. So if we unplug this relay here, you can see that even though we only have these wires connecting, there is 3 spades. So if this one did have that crankcase heater, there would be another wire in this top one to plug in right there. The way a relay works, you have coil voltage. One of these will be normally closed, and in this case, this will be our common leg. So no matter which one of these opens or closes, this will either connect to that one or this will connect to that one. Normally closed on this one is from here to here. When we get coil voltage here, that's going to flip. Then this voltage will now connect to here, and that one will be open to nothing. Hope that helps.